Welcome to Spiritual Sanctuary, Wisdom for the Divine Feminine. I'm your host, Bertena, and I'm so grateful that you're here. This is a space created for slowing down, for remembering who you are beneath the noise, and for reconnecting with the sacred wisdom that already lives within you. Before we begin, I want to offer a heartfelt thanks to our sponsor, Cosmic Connections. Their support for this podcast and this community is wonderful. You can receive 10% off your online purchase at yourcosmicconnections.com with the code Bertena Podcast 10. Yourcosmicconnections.com, Bertena, Bertena, Podcast 10. It's a beautiful way to support both your spiritual practice and the sanctuary, as well as a small business that I love so much. Now, wherever you are, maybe you're walking or resting or driving or just simply breathing, I invite you to gently step into the sanctuary with me. Let your shoulders soften, let your breath deepen, and there's nothing that you need to become or to be fixed. You've arrived at a sacred space. So let's begin. Hello. Today we're going to dive into something that's talked about constantly in spiritual spaces, but it's rarely explained really clearly as people get confused easily and use these words interchangeably, but they're not the same. The first one is Shakti energy. The second one is chakras. And the third one is Kundalini energy. And when you understand the difference, everything becomes more grounded and more embodied. There's more spiritual clarity when it comes to understanding what these are. So today I'm going to break these down simply and just allow you to understand our energy system. We all move differently, we teach differently, we heal differently, and it's just the simplest way to understand each one of these. So, chakras are the centers. Shakti is the power, and Kundalini is a specific form of that power that rests at the base of the spine. Think about it like this. Your body is a house. The chakras are the rooms. Shakti is the electricity. And Kundalini is the main generator in the basement. That's it. So we're going to go through each of these simply over the next few minutes. And at the end, if you have any questions, please email me or put them in the comments and I'll be glad to answer them for you. So, first, what are chakras? Well, chakras are the energy centers located along the spine. The word chakra means wheel. So they're like spinning energy portals that process everything from physical experiences and emotions, beliefs, trauma, intuition, identity. They're not actual physical organs, but they influence the physical systems. One of the first ones is the root chakra, and it's located at the base of the spine. It focuses on safety, survival, belonging, and when balanced, you feel grounded and stable and like you belong here. But when imbalanced, you have a lot of anxiety and financial fear, feeling unsafe, and chronic instability. So, for example, if you grew up in a house that had chaos, or you're living in a house that has chaos, your root chakra may feel shaky. This isn't mystical, it's the nervous system imprinting. The sacral chakra is the lower belly. It's your womb. It holds emotions and pleasure and creativity and sexuality. When balanced, you feel emotionally fluid. You have a lot of creativity and you're connected to your pleasure. When blocked, there's shame, emotional numbness, and your creativity just is blocked. So if you were told your emotions were too much, your sacral chakra might feel tight. If we move up a little bit to our upper abdomen, it's the solar plexus. It holds your confidence, your identity, and your power. So when balanced, you have clear boundaries, a strong voice, and healthy ambition. And when imbalanced, you're people-pleasing, you're over-controlling, and you have a fear of being seen. Heart chakras. Your heart chakra is in the center of your chest. And of course, its theme is love and compassion and grief. And when balanced, it's open, but you have boundaries. You're empathetic, but you don't self-sacrifice. And when blocked, you become very codependent. You hold grief in your body. You feel sad, and you have emotional walls. The throat chakra is our truth and expression. When balanced, we have clear communication and an authentic voice. When blocked, we have a fear of speaking up, and we have chronic throat tension. Your third eye holds your intuition and your perception. And when balanced, you have clarity, you have inner knowing, and you have discernment. But when blocked, you're confused, you do a lot of spiritual bypassing, and you have a lot of fantasy thinking, like things are not really in reality. And then your crown chakra. The crown is your divine connection. It's balanced with peace and spiritual trust and oneness. When it's blocked, there's spiritual disconnection or spiritual ego. So again, these chakras are the rooms of the house. They're the centers of your consciousness. They can be open, they can be constricted, they can be overactive. But they are not the energy itself. This is where energy moves. So let's move into what is Shakti energy. Shakti is the cosmic life force. In yogic philosophy, Shakti is the divine feminine creative power that moves the universe. She is not just in you, she's in everything. In the wind, in the ocean, the electricity in your nervous system, the creativity in your womb. She's the force that grows trees. Shakti is life force. It's not tied to gender. It is a principle. In your body, Shakti is your vitality, your desire, your creativity, your emotional movement. And when you feel alive, that is Shakti moving. When you feel numb, Shakti feels stagnant. So chakras are the energy centers. Shakti is the raw energy that moves through them. So let me give you an example. If your heart chakra is closed, Shakti can't move through the center easily. If your solar plexus is strong, Shakti flows there as confidence. Shakti is neutral. It's power. And it's how you hold it determines how it expresses. So the next is Kundalini. And this is where people get over dramatic. Kundalini is just a specific form of Shakti energy that rests dormant at the base of the spine. It's often described as a coiled serpent, and that is what causes people concern. But a lot of times I get asked, why is it a serpent? It's because it's potential energy that's coiled, it's powerful, and it's latent. Most people have Kundalini dormant, not awakened. And that's okay, because when Kundalini awakens, it rises up the spine through the chakras. And as it rises, it activates and purifies each chakra. And this can feel like really intense emotion, heat. Your body may shake. You may have spontaneous insight, major shifts and downloads, or a spiritual awakening. But here is the grounded truth. Kundalini awakening is not something that you force. It's not something that your nervous system, it is something that your nervous system must be prepared for. That's why slow spiritual development matters. Grounding, trauma healing, embodiment. Because if you try to force Kundalini upward without grounding, you can destabilize yourself. And that's why some people have intense spiritual crises, not because Kundalini is dangerous, but because it's powerful. Now, let's simplify. Chakras are the pathway system. Shakti is the energy flowing through the system. And Kundalini is the concentrated source of that energy at the base of the spine. So think of it kind of like plumbing as well. Chakras are your pipes, and Shakti's the water, and Kundalini's the water pressure. And if the pipes are blocked, the water can't move well. And if the pipes are clear, the water flows. Now, you don't need dramatic spiritual experiences to work with any of these. If you feel stuck creatively, focus on the sacral chakra and Shakti stagnation. If you feel powerless in the relationship, that means solar plexus is out of imbalance. If you feel disconnected from your intuition, your third eye is constricted. If you suddenly begin intense meditation, breath work, or trauma release and feel waves of heat, shaking, and emotional flooding, that is your Kundalini stirring. But here's what I want you to hear. Slow. Let me say that again. Slow. Slow is sacred. You don't need to awaken anything dramatically. Your nervous system matters, your body matters, and your safety matters. So instead of chasing awakening, focus on grounding. Meditation, walking, sitting, anything that helps you ground. Nervous system regulation, somatic yoga. You can do breath work, emotional honesty, embodied movement, dance. I love ribbon dancing. Kundalini rises safely in a regulated body. Spiritual maturity is not intensity. It is integration. So what I want you to do is close your eyes. Take in a deep breath and imagine your spine like a luminous column. At the base is potential energy. It's very calm and stable. Now imagine each chakra like a gentle doorway opening one by one. Your root, your sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. No forcing, no pushing, just openness. I want you to notice where you feel ease. Notice where you feel tightness. I want you to breathe into that space. This is how you work with energy. Gently, patient, and with respect. Today, we simplified something that's often made overdramatic. You don't need to chase Kundalini. You do not need to fear Shakti. You do not need to obsess over chakras. You simply need to know your body, regulate your nervous system, do some energy work, live honestly, heal gently. Energy moves where it's safe to move, and your spiritual path does not need at all to be explosive to be real. It can be slow and steady and integrated, and that is power. And remember always, stay grounded, embody your energy, and stay sovereign. And I'll see you next time. As we begin to close our time together, I want to thank you for spending this sacred moment with me here at the Spiritual Sanctuary. If today's episode resonated with you, I invite you to leave a comment or share this episode with someone who may need a little sanctuary of their own. As a thank you, everyone who comments or shares is entered into a drawing from our sponsor, Cosmic Connections, and it's a beautiful way to keep the magic flowing beyond time and space. And if you're longing for deeper connection, more guidance, and updates on both our online and impersonal spiritual sanctuary gatherings, I invite you to stay in touch with me by signing up with my newsletter at bertena.org. That's BERTENA.org, where I share upcoming events, rituals, reflections, and offerings created just for this community. Until we meet again, please be gentle with yourself, trust your inner knowing, and remember, this sanctuary lives within you. Thank you for being here.